Now, Rosie, you've warmed us up with the edamame croquettes, and they were very delicious. However, are you ready for my teriyaki chicken?
No.
Well, are you?
No.
Really?
No, but I'll do it anyway.
I thought you'd love to get into that. Where's the excitement? Where's the love? Where's the passion? Where's that energy? It's there, isn't it?
It's here.
Okay,
it's here.
deep down it's there. Now, we're going to get cracking with this one. I've got some chicken mince here. I've got some cabbage here, some wombo cabbage.
Lovely.
Some pickled ginger as well. What I want you to do, Rosie, right now is to get the crumbing station ready.
Right.
So eggs in there, some milk in there, fork it together so it's really well combined, plain flour over there into the bowl at the end, and you'll be setting up, you'll be responsible for the crumbing station. Now, the spring onions, I'm going to slice nice and thin, and I'm just going to show you the end bit here. Just the white bit, I cut it in half, so that way it breaks apart nice and easily, and we'll go through the mixture entirely. How are those eggs? They're gorgeous, aren't they?
Oh, they're lovely, the best.
Now, we've got some great ingredients here. I know you're not a chicken fan, you know, you're not into meat, but you can make the same thing.
I can still get excited about the ingredients you use around it. I love you use the pickled ginger.
Well, yeah, exactly. Pickled ginger's
The
great.
wombo cabbage is gorgeous.
Is good. And I'm just going to say that if you're not making it with meat, you could quite easily put some shiitake mushrooms. You could put some tofu in here if you wanted to, you know, but the chicken is really delicious.
Yeah.
Miso, you know.
I love miso.
I know you do. That's why I'm
I'm
putting
obsessed with it.
plenty of it in. I've got about a quarter of a cup, maybe nearly half a cup in there.
When I drink it, it's like a hug.
It is
Fantastic.
a warm hug from the inside.
Oh,
There we go. I love that too. Now, potatoes. These potatoes have been cooked in their skins, and the reason I've done this is because I want them to stay as dry as possible. The more moisture you put into the croquette, the more it'll steam and it might pop open. So I'll just crush these through here. You can see this ricer is fantastic.
I was going to say, do you think you're going to use that contraption and not say anything about it?
It's a great contraption. You can get this from any food store. They're great to have. And you know what I've done for my kids? I've put balls of ice cream in here and pushed it through, and it comes like spaghetti ice cream. They're fantastic pieces of equipment. Now, the trick is with this is to give this to someone else to wash. There we go. And they'll wash it later on. There we go.
There was going to be something else.
Pop it over there. Now, we need some salt to make it nice and tasty. A good pinch of salt goes in there. And just to help to bind it together, I'll just put some breadcrumbs in here. Normally, I'd like to use fresh breadcrumbs because that helps to hold it together. And sometimes when I'm making this, I'll make a really strong roux and then bind that together. That's flour, butter, and a little bit of milk just to make it nice and thick. But what I'll do is get you to grab the teriyaki sauce.
You got it.
Pour that on top. I want about a quarter of a cup because that's the flavour. It smells great, doesn't it?
I love it. I love this stuff.
Now, normally I would add a whole lot of different sauces here, but this teriyaki sauce has enough flavour to get through the whole lot of it.
How much do you want?
Pour it in. I reckon we're going to have about a quarter of a cup there. We don't want to add too much because it will overpower it if it's too strong. That's about a little bit more, just a touch more. There we go. Now, I'm going to mix that through with my hands, and you're going to watch me get it stuck into my hands. It'll take a couple of minutes, and we'll get ready to roll our croquette balls. These will be delicious. Rosie, I'll just put the last little bits together. You can see it's sort of like a dough in consistency. That's what I'm looking for. Not too wet, really important. It's not too wet, it will explode.
It smells really good.
It is. It's the miso and the teriyaki together. That's where I reckon all the flavour comes from. And of course, a few of the herbs as well. Now, with my spoon, I just sort of make a little croquette size. The trick with croquettes is don't make them too big. We want to make sure that they cook evenly all the way through, and if they're nice and small like this, they will cook beautifully. Now, I'll just roll this in the flour here, and I'm just going to put it into the egg there. Can you mix that around with your hands?
Yes, I can.
The trick when you're crumbing is to get someone to help you do it because your hands get all messy. There we go. Straight from there into the breadcrumbs, and I'll mix some sesame seeds in there as well. That's it. Mix it around. And then we're going to do the double crumb. Now, Rosie, the reason why we double crumb, it gives it a nice coating on the outside, and that will hold everything together. Now, into the fryer, you can see I've got a temperature thermometer on there to make sure I keep control of it. It's at about 175 degrees Celsius, sizzling away nicely, and drop it away from you so you don't splash yourself. That'll take about 4 or 5 minutes to cook. Give us enough time to crumb the rest of these, get them into the oil. I can't wait for this, Rosie.
Let's do it.
Doesn't take long, does it?
No, and this is the kind of food you're really good at. And do you enjoy cooking this kind of food?
I do. I mean, this is sometimes food. Anything deep fried, you know, is sometimes food, but it is delicious. And you can imagine, you know, late at night, you've just finished, you know, at the show or at the movies or something, you're feeling a little bit peckish, and there's nothing better than a little bit of teriyaki croquette.
That's it.
There we go. Now, I pull it out with a spider here to make sure I get all of them out, and I like to let them drain on a paper towel or a wire rack just to get that last little bit of oil off the outside. It also gives it a minute or two to cool down, and a little sprinkle of salt on top just to make sure it's sort of even more delicious. You like that?
They look absolutely brilliant, and I know what's inside, so I know they're going to taste brilliant too.
Now, you think I'm going to pour the teriyaki sauce over here? Oh, I'm not. I'm going to pour the teriyaki sauce over the mayonnaise here.
An infusion.
Exactly, because I want to have lots of teriyaki flavour there. Does that look good to you?
Yeah.
There we go. Now, I'll just pop a few of these little babies on here so you can see what they look like when they're plated up. 3, and I'll put another one there. They are quite big. You know, some big ones and small ones there. And a few spring onions over the top there like that. Looks fantastic.
That looks really good.
A little bit of teriyaki sauce on the side there. Now, Rosie, I'm just going to grab this little one here and tear it open so you can see what it looks like on the inside.
Brilliant.
Cooked all the way through, guaranteed, really important. Now, all I need to do now, Rosie, is take this little piece here, dip it into the teriyaki mayonnaise there, and just have a little taste.
That little taste. Well, I love you've used the classic mashed potato kind of base, but added innovative ingredients to it. How is it?
Everything you said and more. It is delicious. It's got such lovely flavour, soft, creamy. The teriyaki flavours come all the way through. A little bit of spring onion in there. This is a cracker of a croquette.
Well done.